Alright, now we can talk about... Hello everyone, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that just happened. It might be a little bit late, but we're going to do it anyway. So, first thing we decided to talk about is the Super Mario Maker 2. Grant, you were going to say something about it?
Yeah, I thought, like, all the YouTube videos and podcasts I've watched or listened to lately, anytime they mention Mario Maker 2, I always hear the same thing. It's always people just want hills and slopes. So I feel like Nintendo was listening, because the first thing they drilled in was that we got your hills and slopes here. It's cool that they're adding the 3D world stuff, you know? I was kind of maybe hoping that maybe we'd get like something for like Mario 2 or like Yoshi's Island, but it's not to say there still can't be.
Yeah, it would be harder to put in Mario 2 just because I feel like the enemies act differently.
Right.
There's a lot of picking up stuff and throwing stuff.
Right.
And
or
Mario,
even just the aesthetics, you know.
And Mario 2 is a really slippery game, slippery controlling game compared to like the other Mario games.
Right. But you know, it looks good. It'll definitely get some internet viral attention. Nintendo's a little bit more lenient on their streaming and video policies now, so I think we should see a lot of content for it.
And someone has the idea that the reason why they're more lenient on streaming and video creation is because of Super Mario 2. They know that Super Mario Maker 2. They know that a Super Mario Maker 2 can just dominate the live stream space for like a month or two, or passively free.
Right. I feel like Twitch and YouTube will be better promotion for this game than like any commercial Nintendo would put out, you know?
Yeah. When Super Mario Maker came out and there was like so many content creators doing it, I was like, this is basically free advertisement for Nintendo.
Right.
They don't have to make any events themselves. They just release a game, have people create content forever.
Right.
And something that I've noticed is it kind of looks like Luigi's going to be playable, because they wouldn't have just put him on the box art.
Right.
So that's going to be interesting, because the whole thing about Luigi is he's slippery, but he jumps higher.
Right. That makes me wonder. Right. Will they actually give him like Mario World Luigi physics? You know, with like his flutter-ish jump and all that. You know.
They make the levels designed to Luigi or just Mario.
Right. And then also the amiibo from the last game. You know, you could use all those amiibo. I would hope that returns.
Yeah, I hope they could just import all the sprites that they made for the amiibo in the first game.
And then just make the rest the new ones.
So something I think the craziest thing about this is the amount of customization that they put in this game. Like, you could draw paths for enemies that have paths, like the piranha plant vine things, and the snake blocks, which I actually really like the snake blocks, and a couple other people do like that as well. We found a workaround in the first Mario Maker, but now they actually made something for those things.
Yeah. And then we'll just have to wait and see what other stuff. I wonder, are they going to migrate all the... I mean, I'm guessing they probably won't migrate all the old levels on the server from Wii U and stuff. They'll probably have to start fresh.
Yeah.
But I can still see it, you know, this game getting really popular and probably having a lot of levels pretty fast.
So they said there's still more development on it. Do you think there's a lot of stuff that we haven't seen yet, or do you think we've seen most of the stuff already in this one trailer?
I want to say we've seen most of it. I think, you know, the slopes, the kind of the pathing of enemies, and like the you know, I guess the whole wheel interface, the 3D world stuff. I'm guessing that's
different Yoshis.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the main gist of it. But that's not to say they couldn't add more.
Yeah, I saw Boom Boom in there, so I think it's very possible that we might also get the Koopalings.
Were they not in the first?
They're not in the first. We just had Bowser and Bowser Jr.
Okay.
I think it'd be really cool if we could put Katanga in it, but that's just more of like a personal dream of mine.
Yeah. And then I heard some people say, what if they did like Odyssey? Maybe. Like 2D Odyssey? Like, would they make Cappy a 2D mechanic? I don't know. Probably not yet. It already seems like there's.
I don't think so.
There's quite a bit of ambition here.
I think the whole fun part about Cappy in Super Mario Odyssey was the 3D part.
Yeah.
I think if you put it in a 2D setting, it would be a little bit too limiting to like I'm just a Goomba walking back and forth.
Right.
But who knows? It could work because in Super Mario Bros. 2, you had the whole blue shell mechanic, and I really like that, even though it was basically just regular Mario that could go back and forth in a Koopa shell.
Right.
That is an item I would like to see in Super Mario Maker 2. Like, I know we haven't seen it, but I feel like that would be like a nice surprise if it ends up being in there.
Like a shell Mario can ride in?
Yeah, he could go back and forth.
For sure.
When he runs, he goes into the shell as well. And basically he's invincible, you just can't have enemies throwing fireballs at you. Is there anything that you want to talk about regarding Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch?
It looks pretty good. It's supposed to have 4-player co-op, 4-player split screen, right? Or just 2?
Yeah, it's supposed to have you can connect to 4 switches, play that way, or connect online.
Okay. But what about one Switch? Can you do at least... You should be able to at least do 2-player, right?
Yeah, I think you could do... I guess you could do it on one Switch. I mean, they did showcase it.
At least do 2. Right. I mean, Captain Marvel looks cool. It looks like they're putting some good care into it. A lot of... You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that Switch is getting a Marvel game.
Yeah,
Hope it opens more doors.
Disney's been getting some good developers on their games recently. For Marvel, specifically. Maybe not Star Wars, but Marvel's been getting good games.
Yeah. At least lately, you know, they've been really careful about who they choose, you know, like, and not just trying to crank out a ton of games every Marvel movie, you know, that just get 5 out of 10s or whatever.
So what do you think of Box Boy coming to the Switch?
I've never played Box Boy. I've heard it's fun. It was another, like, indie-ish 3DSware type of game that I'm happy to see come over.
I mean, like, Box Boy coming to the Switch is probably a good indicator that, that a Mario and Luigi game could come to the Switch, because if they're not too shy of playing, like, a really small resolution type of game like Box Boy on it, they could probably put Mario... They probably wouldn't be fine... They probably would be fine playing a Mario Luigi game in it, which is basically them using sprites, which is basically dead at this point.
Right. I've never played it. It looks interesting. But I'm happy that it's Switch and not 3DS. I'm happy there's no 3DS.
Yeah, there's no 3DS. That was the one thing I was surprised when I was looking at the announcement for this Direct, was it didn't say anything about Switch. I mean, and it didn't say anything about 3DS, and it made me think, are they gonna, like, say, like, before we get to Switch, are we gonna go to 3DS? But no, they just skipped 3DS entirely. And then, the Smash Brothers 3.0 thing. They gave us those images on those Switch screens, which I don't know if that's gonna be, like, enhanced, like the Spirits
mode
was.
Yeah, I was looking at them, and it didn't look like it was, like, actually pixelated, but maybe. And I feel like someone might have cracked it by now. Finally, some Konami amiibo. I was getting a little worried. We have packaging for Pokemon Trainer, but there's no packaging for Squirrel and Ivysaur. Some speculation, maybe a 2-pack.
What I'm thinking is what will happen is Pokemon Trainer will come out with Squirrel and Ivysaur, And then they'll re-release Charizard at the same time.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. But they did show a box for Pokemon Trainer Solo in his own amiibo box, but there's no box for Squirtle and Ivysaur, so maybe a 2-pack. But yeah, I could see that would be the perfect time to re-release Charizard, get the whole set in there. Snake and Simon, I mean, finally some look at some Konami amiibo. So who have we not seen? We haven't seen, I guess, Joker, Dark Samus, Chrom, Richter. Is that it? Incineroar?
Yeah, we haven't seen Incineroar. Incineroar might be summer. Like, the crazy thing is, we got the dates for the amiibo that were released, like...
Wave 3, I guess you'd call that. Ultimate Wave 3.
Yeah, with Daisy,
Young Link.
And... who else?
Ken. Isabelle.
Yeah, Ken. Like, those were supposed to be coming out in the summer, but now they're gonna come out in the spring, so hopefully maybe we'll get new summer amiibo.
I would think so.
Incineroar.
I would think so, right.
Alright, like, I know it's like too early to like decipher it, but I would say the first screen for the free play, like the first blurred out screen, that might be the stage builder, because from the pixels you can kind of see like a side menu on the side, and then some yellow, which was yellow was kind of used for stage builder in Wii U. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think we'd like it. I think they should take some hints from Mario Maker. I think that interface on Mario Maker looked nice, and that would be something I would like for a Smash stage builder.
And then maybe this next one is like some sort of like new like store menu or something like that. That's what it looks kind of like to be. It's using the orange. It's using the orange at the top, which makes it look like a menu.
Yeah, it looks like that dark blue, purplish, and that yellow do look like a lot of the menus.
And orange is always used for like Nintendo shop stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a DLC page.
Things we want. Things I want. Stage builder, obviously. Online, whatever they can do. Feature-wise online, co-op with, like, split-screen co-op in a private lobby. Like, you and another player can't play one or two of your friends. I think that should be an easy fix. But you could in like a public lobby or like a public match, which is weird. Amiibo Mii costumes. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of those around Joker time. Sega, maybe start with some Sega ones, like that Virtua Fighter, like the Virtua Fighter ones or something.
Dr. Eggman would be a good costume.
I think so too. Yeah, Mii costumes, that, what else?
A knight's costume would be nice.
Oh, specific Mii costumes? The ones I want back, Geno and Zero from Mega Man.
Yeah, it kind of seems like Nintendo has some sort of like umbrella deal to have names from Super Mario RPG, because we got Brady talking about the all the piranha plants, and she actually says the name of one of the piranha plants from RPG. So they kind of have like some sort of umbrella thing going on.
I mean, I just don't see how Geno can be a spirit, but it could be a Mii costume again. I would think maybe with the Square character, if we are getting a Dragon Quest character or something, like, probably be time to do that one. I actually think the Dragon Quest character might not be true anymore, because why haven't we seen him? If he was like supposed to be like nearly finished in December, like the rumors suggest, why haven't we seen him yet? I don't know if they would want to show 2 while we're waiting on, like, show the one after Joker while we're still waiting on Joker, at least this early.
Why, do you think they're gonna shadow drop this Dragon Quest character and we're gonna get Joker and him and Endrick in one day?
No, I think they might show the Erdrick trailer for a later date, and then show the gameplay for Joker and say Joker out now or Erdrick coming somewhere or something.
Yeah. People are saying like, oh, I'm glad that we're gonna get Joker in like April, but I wish we got on a date. I'm kind of thinking they're just gonna make him. They plan to have him finish in April, but they don't know like what day he's gonna be finished on April. Like he could be finished on April 1st, as far as Nintendo knows.
Right. I was thinking we weren't gonna get Piranha Plant until around the time the Amiibo comes out, which is, as of recording this, tomorrow. And they got him out like January, like almost 2 weeks ago. So I don't think we'll be waiting super long. I think maybe 2 weeks into April we might have.
I think in a perfect world, Sakurai and his team are gonna try and get Joker out either before April 12th when the Amiibo come out, or April 12th if necessary. And then if like
mid-April,
if for some reason something like goes completely wrong, then like
they have a few weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
April, the end of April, they can put Joker out.
Right. But good time for Smash, I would say.
Yeah, we're gonna get
more spirits. I would assume is probably a given.
We're getting update 3.0 in the spring, so I wouldn't be surprised if 4.0 gets out in the
summer.
Yeah. And then in the fall we get 5.0, and then at the end of January, our last character comes out with 6.0, version 6.0.
Which is weird because Splatoon, has been getting so many updates, and they're on what 4.3. So I wonder if we'll get like a 3.1. It sounds like they might be skipping like 2.1, but 3.1 or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like these new characters are like bringing such major changes that they're gonna have to like go like the 3.0, the 4.0, the 5.0.
Or they could just treat it like that with each character, yeah. And bring Piranha Plant brought a couple features, I guess, like co-op spirit battles or whatever. Like,
and we never know. Capcom might be doing this. It's Capcom, right?
Bandai. Smash or
Capcom's making Smash, right?
Bandai.
Oh, Bandai. Who knows? Bandai might be doing this like 3.0, 4.0 type of thing with each fighter DLC, maybe because it's easier for them to organize it.
Yeah. I'm thinking it'll probably be when. I assume they'll probably drop features with some of these characters, like just release the characters around the patches and just do all that way. But
all right, we talked a lot about it, but just real quick on Joker's render. I think it looks very nice. I think it's very distinguishable from all the other fighters. No other fighter is like wearing this like tux coat, yeah, with red gloves.
Right. His dagger looked a little bit bigger than I saw in some of his shots, and no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's just balancing issues, making his dagger a little bit bigger.
Sure, right. I mean, I don't know. Or so it's easy to see or whatever. Will they give him the gun? Is a good question. I don't know. And if they do, it'll probably
I feel like his gun could be like a special, some sort of special.
Right. I mean, I think Snake kind of tiptoed around the violence pretty well. Bayonetta somewhat as well.
The only thing with Joker's gun is in the game, it sounds just like a gun, and because of that, it kind of feel like a lot of power when he shoots you. Like,
yeah. I mean, Sakurai's clever. If there's a way to make it work and keep his E10 rating, he'll figure it out. Otherwise, it'll work.
And he was able to give Bayonetta her guns on her feet.
Right, and I think they shoot lasers. I don't know if they shoot lasers in Bayonetta. They might be bullets, but...
No, I think they're bullets. I think what Sakurai got away with it is they're classified as magic bullets or something like that.
Okay. They're shiny, though. They kind of look like lasers. That's what Power Rangers does right now. All the Japanese footage where it might have a little bullet, they laser it out. But...
Yeah, Captain Toad. Are you interested in that?
Yeah, I like the Wii U game. Haven't picked up the Switch version. Co-op, sweet. More co-op is always good on my book. More content, cool. Weirdly, are they gonna bring back the content that they cut from the Wii U version?
I don't think so.
Okay. Were those some people's favorite levels, or are people fine with the ones that they picked?
There wasn't anything special about those other ones. What do you think of Watoad, though? This purple toad?
I mean, works for me. Watoad. I didn't even catch that in the direct. Watoad.
Well, I don't think his wait, he doesn't have an official name. I'm just calling him Watoad.
Purple Toad.
Because he's like a no, not because he's a purple toad, but he's kind of like an evil toad. Well, I mean, he's not evil, but he looks evil. And if you're gonna give Toad an evil name, Watoad is good enough because that's the only reason why Wario and Waluigi are called that. It's just in Japan, Wa means like bad or evil or something like that. So they just made evil Luigi and evil Wario by just making them Wario and Waluigi. More so on Waluigi. It's basically just Wa and Luigi.
I mean, Wagey. Sounds a little weird. Yeah. But, hey, you know, we got Peachette. Add as many more characters. You know what I mean? You know, Toad is just like a species. Like a human species, I guess, in the Mario universe, so no reason they can't add more Toads.
I might buy Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Switch just for the channel now, just because of the co-op on it.
Yeah, I'd play it with you. I like the game. I liked it more than 3D World, to be honest. I thought it was... Maybe I was just a little, like, 3D World. I really wanted, like, Odyssey at the time, you know, before it existed. But...
Yeah, I really liked 3D World. I mean, I liked Captain Toad more than 3D World because Captain Toad was in 3D World. And when I was playing the Captain Toad segments in 3D World, I was like, why isn't this a game? Like, this would be a really good puzzle game.
What do you know? It was. But, yeah, I just thought it was unique. Fun puzzles.
Yeah, the E3 that Captain Toad was announced for Wii U, that was the biggest title for me. Like, there was other titles there that were, like, bigger than Captain Toad, but Captain Toad was, like, the biggest title to me just because that was the game I wanted them to develop, and they were developing it.
So, did it come out in 15? Did it come out the same year as Splatoon and Xenoblade X and...
I think it came the year after.
Oh, yeah. The year before? Because the Wii U launched in 12 and then 3D World came out in 13. Okay. But yeah, I mean, more Captain Toad. Bloodstain, I know they've been working on this for a while.
So what is this game? Because when I was just watching the Direct, like, for the first time, I thought for sure that this was a Castlevania game.
So he used to be a developer on Castlevania, or an artist or something, so this developer. But he's no longer with Konami, and he wanted to make this game. It was a Kickstarter before the Ukulele Kickstarter, I remember that much, which was in 2015. So he's been working on it for a while. And yeah, it's supposed to be like a Castlevania type RPG, Metroidvania type thing. And, you know, they were working on it so long that, remember, they put out that 8-bit... This is Ritual of the Night. They put out Curse of the Moon, which was like a spin-off that they got done just to, like, give the people waiting something. So, I mean, it looks cool. I think it's only going to be 20 or 30 bucks, so...
Yeah. Like, the big thing from the trailer for me is the weird voice acting where this guy's like, you got decorations all over your body. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming out. I mean, it's basically just Dragon Quest Builders 1.
I thought the demo was kind of fun. I could see a little bit more appeal in Dragon Quest Builders than Minecraft, personally, just because there's a little bit more of an RPG going on. I've never dabbled with the Minecraft story stuff, so don't attack me if I'm missing out there. But Dragon Quest 11.
Dragon Quest 11 is an interesting game just because it just showcases how the art style's iffy on me. It just, some of it looks good and some of it kind of looks weird to me. And the fact that we're gonna get like this art style and a character in Smash is just like, I'm not 100% sure if I want Edric in or not, just because art style is kind of like weird to me.
So that's Luminary, which is like, I guess, the Erdrick of Dragon Quest 11, whereas Erdrick was really only on SNES, or like NES and SNES, Dragon Quest 3. But yeah, there's been rumors that he could be a skin, Luminary, that guy, Trunks.
I mean, like, there's some parts in this movie that looks like really good, almost Pixar quality. But then some of the characters' faces just look really weird to me.
Yeah, it's the Akira Toriyama, artist of Dragon Ball Z. You can kind of see that in there. I don't know. I'm excited. I hear, you know, it looks like a modern game, but plays like a PS2 RPG. You know, which I'm not opposed to.
I think it's the eyes. Like the eyes don't translate 100% well in the 3D environment.
Yeah, they're very comic, manga, Dragon Ball. But I'm excited. I skipped it on PS4 because I want it on Switch. It's gonna have some more content.
And probably my most controversial comment on this is I kind of feel like the Japanese voice acting looks hilariously weird in this type of game. Like, there's the part that they just happen to show, like, the guy is just talking in Japanese and constantly nodding his head. Like, yeah.
I mean, it'll have dual audio, so if you don't like one, you can always roll with the other, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's interesting that they just happen to show that.
Oh, and this stuff, because they did port this game to 3D.
You mean 8-bit?
Yeah,
stuff.
they did port this game to 3DS in Japan, and it had that 8-bit mode. And I don't think the PS4 version had that 8-bit mode, so that's cool that they're bringing that over. I don't know, I'm excited. I've never played a Dragon Quest all the way through. I've dabbled.
Oh, there's that part.
Oh, yeah. I've dabbled at 8, and I hear that's really good. Maybe I'll finish it one of these days, but I do want to play 11. That looks awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird about this. I just see it, and I think I could be playing Tales of Vesperia and have a better time.
Yeah. I don't know. I just really wanted, you know, to get a full Dragon Quest experience. That's one of my goals for this year, is just to play more RPGs.
And then we're not gonna talk about it, but it's kind of weird that like.
The star of the show, dude.
Tsum, yes, the star of the show. They should have started off with this.
Remember when we were stocking shelves at Toys R Us, and the first thing, whenever we saw the Tsum was like, dang, why don't they have a game on Switch?
They have an arcade
Bandai
game.
Namco, right?
Yeah.
I think
If you look at the arcade cabinet, I think it's Bandai, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're making this.
I think it said on the little title card on here that Bandai Namco. I was wondering if it was going to be Disney Interactive, but
no, Disney Interactive is gone, completely gone.
They don't even.
They don't even develop the app, the mobile games.
Okay.
So I don't.
Well, I know
who's
some people of
developing
Disney. Was it just Pixar that helped with Kingdom Hearts, or was
Basically, I just wanted to say.
Do they even have like consultants at Disney Interactive? I mean, while they don't have developers, I don't know.
But basically, what I just wanted to say on this Tsum game is they're basically just playing the arcade game
on Switch.
On Switch, yeah, and then adding some extra
and
stuff.
It's even gonna have like the vertical handheld, right? Like that.
Yeah, it's gonna have this
like
weird
Pac-Man
kind of game as well. Kind of ridiculous.
I mean, hey, you know, they need some stuff for the kids. This was a
lot. Can we get something to like more, like actually worth talking about, like how Pigma and 2 other characters are gonna be in Starlink?
I saw the other day Starlink was dropped down to 20 on Best Buy, but I guess it was an error, and they put it back to 30. But that's not bad. Maybe for 20, I think. That R-Wing's cool enough. So that's cool. So this is gonna be Switch exclusive Starbox content.
Yeah. Well, of course,
right.
The other stuff was too. But I feel like this DLC was made like before sales of Starlink came out, so they just kind of had this DLC being developed. Being halfway developed or even finished.
Right.
And they're just like, might as well release it anyway because you already developed part of it or half of it.
And I want to see the numbers, but I can't imagine the PS4 and Xbox version of this game even came close to the Switch numbers. You know?
Yeah, and even then, I think like overall sales haven't been too good, but who knows? Have they been open? Or are we just going off of the game just going up on sale?
Have they been open? Who been open?
Like the sales charts for
Oh,
Starlink.
yeah, I mean, you could probably look on VG charts. I don't know if it'd be a super accurate number, but I don't know if it broke 1 million. It's a good question.
But yeah, Starlink Battle for Atlas was like a good concept for a game. This is because it was made by Ubisoft. They just didn't make it a unique enough game to make it like a gem.
Yeah. I mean, people said they've enjoyed it. People said that there's a little redundancy.
I mean, at least they made it better than Star Fox Zero. But I was gonna say it's surprising that Ubisoft was able to make a better Star Fox game than Platinum. But I think that just says that Platinum's not. That's not the type of developer that Platinum is. They don't make spaceship games. They make running around, doing combo type of games.
And I wonder if some of maybe Miyamoto was a little too hands-on with Star Fox Zero.
I don't think it was hands-on at all.
Really?
I think what he does is he like gives suggestions, and if you like follow those suggestions like perfectly, you get a game like Star Fox Zero. You get a game like Paper Mario Sticker Star.
Right.
It's like Miyamoto said that he only gave suggestions for Sticker Star. He didn't actually was part of the development of Sticker Star.
Okay. Yeah. Starlink's cool. I mean, just more collaborations with especially Ubisoft and Nintendo. You know, Ubisoft's a good partner that they should have.
You think Nintendo should partner up with Activision?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
My stance is Activision and EA are kind of like the same companies doing these loot box things, but I kind of respect Activision a little bit more because even though they are doing the loot box things, they are developing a lot more than EA is doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Crash Team Racing will have loot boxes and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Insane Trilogy, Spyro Trilogy, that stuff didn't, thank God.
I mean, yeah, they're doing Crash games, so automatically Activision's better than EA right now.
And you know, we got Diablo, Activision. I would think Overwatch I could see that being an EA or E3 quick announcement.
I mean, yeah.
You think there would still be a lot of hype for Overwatch on Switch? I think it's still a big enough game, definitely.
I'm starting to think that when they were talking about how there was problems putting Overwatch on the Switch, it wasn't the fact that the Switch wasn't able to play it. I think it was just because of the problem that Blizzard was running into was the cartridge space.
Yeah.
And now that Blizzard will be able to play with bigger cartridges probably this year.
Hopefully a 32.
They could probably put Overwatch on the Switch.
Right. I don't know what engine Overwatch uses. If it's Unreal or a custom one.
Yeah, something that Blizzard made.
It's probably a custom one.
But now thinking about it, I wouldn't be too surprised if we don't get Overwatch. Not because of it not being possible on the Switch, or not because of the cartridge space, but just because Blizzard is laying off a bunch of employees, and supposedly they laid off a bunch of employees and cut down the budget over at Blizzard. So, and Blizzard was already a small development team before that. So
that's kind of where my mind was going when you said, should they partner up with Nintendo? I'm just thinking, I don't know, are they in the best spot right now? I mean, they're doing games, at least they're putting, Crash, Spyro, or Diablo, that stuff.
Yeah. Blizzard's doing some weird things where they made money this year, but because they didn't make their goals, that's why they're laying off people.
Yeah, they had a really good year, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. You would think they would put a lot of money into the Overwatch team, but to Blizzard, Overwatch is a secondary branch to them. They don't give them much of a bone too many times.
It's still impressive that it's still managed to pull up as big of an esports scene and stuff that
Oh yeah, well, when you're put in a desperate time, sometimes you make miracles, and fortunately, Overwatch has been able to make some miracles with this being strangled by their company, basically.
Right.
We could skip some games. What do you think of Yoshi's Crafted World? That's coming out next month.
Played the demo last night. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a little more fun than Star Allies. I don't know, it just felt like there was a little bit more unique. I could explore a little bit more versus Kirby, where we're just going left to right or whatever, and then you find a door or something. I don't know, I'm probably not going to get it day one. Maybe later. But,
I probably won't get it all, not because I don't think it's going to be a bad game, but more so, I don't really buy too many side-scrollers nowadays.
Yeah. You see, I bought Half Genie Hero, Sonic Mania, and Mega Man 11 last year, and I have not beaten any of them, so I should probably work on those or something.
And to be honest, the only reason why I played Woolly World, and I know that's a good game, is because my sister rented it from the library a couple times, so
it's not a bad co-op game, and it's not a bad co-op game. I like the art. The art is cool. I like that, you know, I was running around collecting, like, real world items, almost kind of like Sticker Star. Like, I found, like, a real soda can or something.
Or something like, oh dang, I just forgot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something like Chibi Robo.
Right. That was cool. Why did it take them this long to get that? We heard about this in Fire Emblem 2 E3s ago. Maybe they were
then they said they were delaying
the right window. Maybe they just wanted the right window. Maybe they're just learning Unreal Engine more. I don't know. But
yeah, it kind of feels like maybe they're just hoping, maybe they just delayed it because they wanted to have a perfect launch window. And March seems like the perfect launch window for a Yoshi Crafted World game.
You know, they like to get like a feel-good game out in the spring. Kirby last year. Don't know, I guess Mario Kart or something like 2 years ago.
This is gonna end up being a long discussion because now we're just getting into Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem.
3 houses.
Yeah, 3 houses, almost like the Fire Emblem Harry Potter edition.
Yeah. Though the houses are the 3 like kingdoms or like the 3 countries, I guess.
And like the 3 schools as well, which
yeah.
I think is interesting. It's like, if you're in this house, you're gonna be working on this country.
Right, so I know in the past they've done like DS Fire Emblem releases, they would do 2 games, right? Like Pokemon. Didn't like Fire Emblem Fates, Birthright, Fire Emblem Fates, there was another one or something? I know they're not a stranger to doing that dual release thing, so I think that's cool that they're not doing that.
They're not doing the Pokemon.
Because I think they don't want to confuse their audience on this one.
They don't want to.
This is their big chance for Fire Emblem to really hit it big.
I feel like it's kind of cheap on the fans to say, oh, if you want the complete story, you have to buy the game twice and play it twice.
Pokemon can get away with it because it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think Fire Emblem's not in the place yet to where they can. I mean, maybe on the handheld they were cheaper games, sure, but I think it's going to be good for them to just have one game. Maybe you can play through it 3 times and pick all 3 kingdoms or houses, and you'll have a little bit different experience. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I like Edelgard, so I will probably pick her house first.
Yeah, the character that has Shantae's voice attached to it.
Yes, and the cool axe. She's an axe chick. I don't know, it looks cool. It looks so cool that you can have all these huge battles.
The main characters give me a Lucina and Crumb type of vibe, though, with the blue hair and their armor.
And now, I don't know if they have a name. They might just be Avatar, but I think Robin and Corrin were kind of like that at one point. They were just Avatar characters, and then they kind of gave them a name.
I think Corrin always had a name, just because of Smash.
Right. Did Fire Emblem Fates come around the same time? But wasn't Robin was like Reflet or something in Japan, which just meant like Avatar. But I mean, there's really not much to say. I mean, yeah, they gave us a good amount of information. I'm just excited.
I think with Robin, they did announce that they did do something to say this guy's name is Robin.
Right, whereas he was just like an Avatar thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, the cutscenes look really cool.
Have this weird lady talking to you Persona style in your dreams.
Yeah. But of those 3 people, Adelgard would definitely be the coolest in Smash. If they're going with a Fire Emblem game.
Real quick, do you think Persona 5 is going to be announced for Switch? Maybe this E3. This E3.
It just seems so weird that there were all these rumors of a Persona 5 R. The Vita's dead. Persona was very successful on handhelds. It just seems like it's all pointing to that. Fire Emblem looks good. Yeah, I mean it's coming out a little later than we thought, but I'd rather them get it right,
Alright, what do you think of Tetris Battle Royale?
I want to play it.
I know you like Tetris Effect.
I like Tetris Effect. I like Puyo Puyo Tetris. I want to play it. It looks cool. So it alternates, right? It's like 1 piece per person, and then I think, and then you want to complete rows with your piece, but not necessarily give someone the opportunity to. That's kind of how I'm understanding it. But hey, more free.
It's basically just play Tetris and.
But you're alternating, right? One person's dropping each piece, right?
No.
You each have your own board. I see.
And
okay.
You can actually target who you're gonna attack, so you can target who you're gonna send garbage to.
Okay. Hey, I mean, more free games on the Switch. This is, a little bit different than some of the other free games. Something
more games where you're competitive and
right. Something which is more things to push the online, because I don't feel like I'm getting a ton out of my online. I mean, I played Smash a few times online. I checked out the NES games. There was none I was really thinking about diving into.
And then there's the other aspect of, I don't feel like playing Smash. How about I play competitively in Tetris?
And just a minor thing, I got Puyo Puyo Tetris physically, because it came with some cool keychains or whatever. But it's kind of cool to have a Tetris game digitally that I don't have to swap the cartridge out.
Let's just skip to a random game. Grid at Spot or whatever, Autospot.
Now I think Grid has released a game or 2 on the Switch, and I'm pretty sure it was a mobile game that they ported over. I think.
So this is a console game.
Right. Well, then I guess they adapted it to a console game, even the old one. And I think this is the 2nd or 3rd Grid game on the Switch.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention this because it has Demolition Derby in it. So now we kind of have a Demolition Derby game on the Switch now.
More racers on the Switch are always a good thing, and you got kart racers and you got sim racers, and this definitely looks more sim racy, and that's good because there aren't really many of those. Hellblade and Dead by Daylight didn't really interest me too much, but it's stuff I wasn't expecting. Especially, isn't Hellblade, or which one was by Ninja Theory, who Microsoft bought?
Yeah.
I
mean, they could have had that. They could have had this contract before.
Yeah, exactly. I think they had the contract, and they're just riding it out.
So, what do you think of this new Platinum game? I mean, Platinum, of course, is working on Bayonetta 3, but apparently Platinum is a big enough company where they can be working on 2 games at once, which is this new Auto Chain thing.
Astro Chain.
Astro Chain, yeah.
So I was confused. I mean, I was like, whoa, what am I watching? I'm really intrigued when I was seeing this. I was a little confused. Is it going to be a little bit of an RPG, more of an action game? Maybe a mix of both? So I guess it's going to be an action game.
GameXplain was thinking, could this be X2? Xenoblade Chronicles X2.
It did look a lot like those Titan-looking. I guess they wouldn't be a Titan, but they'd be like a Xenoblade mech,
The mechs. But I was thinking, this looks like an Animatron almost to me.
I'm intrigued.
At first.
I've never played I mean, I've dabbled in a little Bayonetta 1. My brother had it on the Xbox a while back. I don't know. Is this going to be,
This definitely looks like a hack and slash.
Right. But is there a lot of exploration in Bayonetta? Or is it pretty
Not
linear?
much.
Is it pretty linear for the most part?
Pretty linear for the most part, yeah.
So I wonder if this will follow that. But,
It looks almost like there's an open world, but at the same time, if you look at some parts of Bayonetta 2, you would think almost it's like it's an open world, but basically what it is, it's almost kind of like linear parts that sort of look like it could have been an open world.
Sure, right. I mean, there's probably a little bit of, side pathing and whatnot, but... and then after I saw this, I wanted to look up Hideki Kamiya, who's not directing but is supervising this, and he, did Wonderful 101, Bayonetta, Beautiful Joe, Okami. He has quite a plate. So
yeah, he's probably only supervising because he's probably really busy with Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, but he seems like one of the more talented developers at Platinum.
I mean, like, the only downside I would say about this is the team that's working on this game could have been working on like the Wonderful 102 or possibly a Wonderful 101 on Switch.
Now,
but
I wouldn't rule out the
this.
port. I wouldn't rule out the port. I think the port can still happen. I don't think that would be a super expensive flip for Platinum. Now, a sequel to 101.
2 games.
I don't think they're developing a sequel to 101 right now. I think, if anything, 101 is gonna rely on how well a Switch port would do.
I mean, like, that's what I feel.
I don't think they made enough money off the Wii U game to justify it with the Wonderful 102 yet.
Yeah.
This looks cool. I mean, I'm always down for new IPs, Switch exclusive new IP. This looks like a lot of nothing that's on the Switch at the moment.
Now, for the last game, actually, when I was seeing this and I saw the water, I was for some reason expecting to hear like the bum 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 bum, like you were gonna come out of the water and see Animal Crossing Village.
Like you're washed up on an island or something.
Well, no, you just come out of the water and then all of a sudden you just see the villager doing some things. But no, we got Link's Awakening remake, which I actually thought a lot of people were gonna take this poorly. Like, oh man, why are we getting another remake of a 2D game? Why don't we just get a new 2D Zelda game? But apparently Link's Awakening is so beloved.
Very popular, very beloved. I've been really wanting to play it for a while.
It's so beloved to where it's like, even though it's not like a new Link 2D game, people still love this game.
And we haven't had a 2D remake. Like A Link to the Past on Game Boy Advance or something. Like, it's been a while, so
it has almost like a clay-like look to it.
Yeah, people were saying like, it kind of looks like Kirby, the Wii U one. But I've been wanting to play a Link's Awakening, and I was thinking about playing the Game Boy version, but I was kind of holding off because I heard some murmurings that they might be remaking it, and hell yeah.
Is this Nintendo confirming that Link's and Mario's universes are the same? Because we got Chain Chomps and Goombas in this game now.
Yeah.
And possibly Kirby might be in this as well, because you got Gordos.
And Wart from Mario 2 is in this game.
Wart?
Yeah. Like, the final boss of Mario 2 is in this game. Yeah, so it's a really interesting game. It looks really weird, you know. He's not in this trailer, but he's in the game.
Okay.
So I would imagine they would, I mean, you know, they kept the Goombas. The Goombas look more Mario than they ever did in Link's Awakening.
Even though this is not the game that we're talking about, even the Minish Cap had a Mario enemy in it. Like, it had the creatures that would have the blue shell from Mario Kart.
Right. But sweet. I mean, I'm excited. I've wanted to play Link's Awakening. I love the weirdness of Majora's Mask, and I hear this game has a lot of that. I mean, there's Goombas. Like,
there's a little blob guy that's like acting like a Spike too.
Haven't played a 2D Zelda in a minute. That's a good one.
But yeah, I don't have anything to talk about it. Just the fact that I thought people weren't gonna like it.
Now, I watched a couple of reactions, and a couple people, HMK, Commonwealth, Conrad, a couple people were kind of unsure about the art style at first, thinking, you know, this is kind of a dark game, and they kind of went for a cute thing, but I'm fine with it.
They're gonna subvert people's expectations. So, like, they're gonna buy a game that they think is gonna be super cute, but then they get to the ends apparently, and it's gonna be like super dark.
Didn't like Planet Robot and some games, Kirby games like that, kind of take that approach.
Especially in the Super NES. I believe in the Super NES there was like a secret boss for Kirby Superstar. The final boss actually bled out blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
But now that we talked about,
you'll probably get this.
No, I probably will not. I didn't get any of the 3DS titles that were like this.
Okay.
I think if I was gonna get one of these 2D Link remakes, I would get Link Between Worlds. I think that was a game with Princess Hilda.
Right.
Only because I
heard.
heard something about like someone mentioned like Princess Hilda, and he said something like, if you play the game, you know that she's like bad. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. What does that mean? Ganondorf is like the king or something like that?
But hey, what do you think? December, November? What can it release? Can it release close to Pokemon? Can it release close to Luigi's Mansion? What do you think? Probably.
It might be the Let's Go. It might be where Let's Go was.
You don't think Gen 8 would be then? Or maybe around then? I'm just thinking, what will
I feel like Gen 8 might come out the month before this. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So this could be November, and maybe Luigi's Mansion and Pokemon in October?
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, Luigi's Mansion and Animal Crossing were not in this direct. That was the one thing I wanted to touch upon next.
Understandable.
I'm thinking Animal Crossing has to be September or August now.
Yep.
Which kind of makes sense because that they wouldn't show it in this direct because we didn't see any games that were going to be in September or August. Latest July.
Right.
So.
Well, and then like some games that fall, like Dragon Quest.
And then I was kind of thinking like, this is really weird. Why didn't they show Animal Crossing at all? They have to show it. And I'm like, I guess they could show it off E3 and say it comes out in 2 months. Wouldn't be too crazy.
The back half of this year is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and then I have a theory. I have a theory that there's gonna be a Pokemon Direct in May, and we're gonna get Gen 8 information there because I kind of noticed that like Pokemon likes to have their own video event thing in May.
Yeah, that's kind of been the tradition, so I would like to think that. Now, do you think we'll get an April Direct, or do you think maybe like an Indies one and then just wait for E3?
April. Oh, I think we're gonna get a Smash video in April.
Okay.
Talking about Joker's moveset. I feel like there has to be a Smash video before
the end of
Joker
April.
Comes out.
Yeah.
Just because they just
gotta
can't
detail him a little bit.
They can't just drop Joker without having an idea of what his moveset is.
Right.
And then possibly we get Edric or whoever else.
Dragon Quest guy.
Whoever else character they want to release next for Smash DLC.
They would do a reveal trailer after Joker's gameplay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Other than that, I mean, I think Animal Crossing is probably going to be an E3 blowout. Pokemon, like you said, May. Luigi's
E3 is
Mansion.
going to be themed to Luigi's Mansion, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be surprised.
Or like half and half Animal Crossing, half Luigi's Mansion.
They just put the mansion in the middle of the village. Next to Tom Nook's Nook and
No, I meant like mostly Luigi's Mansion and then a yellow area that Animal Crossing. And that's where all the demos would be. And probably have a statue of Tom Nook.
Do you think we'll do another Fire Emblem gameplay thing? Do you think that's solidify us? I mean, maybe during E3, a small trailer.
I don't think we're gonna get anything Fire Emblem Free Houses like in the direct or video. I think what they're gonna do is they're just gonna show it during the Treehouse Live.
They'll sometimes do a release trailer too. Yeah, they could do a release trailer closer to July.
They might just show the release trailer
outside of a direct, right?
They might just show it in the Nintendo Direct as well, the launch trailer.
Yeah. I want to play that Daemon Machina demo. I didn't play that yet.
Yeah.
And that looks cool, but they didn't give a date for that yet. I'm guessing fall. This fall is just gonna be crazy, dude.
They want Daemon and Ex Machina to be the best game it wants to be.
Right, yeah, because it's so. I think it's new for them. I mean, when was the last time we saw Nintendo do a mech game? I guess you could say that Labo, Robot Kit.
Kind of.
Which
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like an announcement of more Labo stuff in April. April.
I think
March.
they'll do one. I think they'll do one kit. At least one kit this year. I think. I don't know if it's sold like amazing, but I don't think
imagine how fun it would be to be part of the Labo development team right now? You just have free range to do whatever you want every day.
And people who've played with the instructions say, dang, like IKEA, Lego, they all need to follow suit here. Like, this is how you do building instructions.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
But
can you just imagine the Labo team just coming into work one day and all they do is just play Labo? Like, they don't develop anything, they just do a day of playing Labo.
And just, yeah, figuring out what can we make out of cardboard next.
Yeah. And then some of their cardboard stuff is actually being used for, like, games. Like that one fishing game that came out that uses the Labo variety kit.
Right. And you can use it in Mario Kart 8 now, right?
You can use like free things for the Mario Kart 8 thing. You can use the steering wheel. You can use the bike thing.
That's pretty neat.
I think they make pedals now.
So in the Japanese Direct, they did those little coming soon reels where they'll show like 10 seconds of like 5 games games or something.
That's actually my favorite part of the directs nowadays. Is this the old tune bum bum.
Yeah. The Japanese one showed a Hat in Time in one of those reels.
I know, it comes. You told
it said spring.
It says like, oh.
And it just said
I thought
spring.
you said April.
It just said spring. So, I mean, Fire Emblem was supposed to be spring this July. But, I mean, hey, at least it was acknowledged.
I know, it makes me think we're ever going to get like just a Smash Direct in April to talk about Joker. Or we're going to get like a mini Direct in April and we're going to get like more info, more indie games.
Now, do you remember E3 15 when Ryu and Roy, they just stealth dropped them right after the E3 presentation. Now, it was kind of leaked and stuff, so it wasn't a huge surprise, but they did just drop them that day. Now, with no Sony at E3, could you imagine Phil Spencer and Sakurai announcing Steve and/or Banjo, and then just dropping them that day? Maybe.
I think if they're gonna be announcing Banjo and Smash, it'd be either Phil Spencer and Sakurai up on the stage, or Phil Spencer and Reggie.
Yeah. I would think. I think in years past, like for Smash Wii U, it came out Holiday 14, and I think Sakurai was at that next E3, but then not the one after that. So he might be at this year.
Yeah.
Still nothing on Goose Game, nothing on Spyro.
We didn't see Reggie or Bill.
Right, it was
in this direct at all.
Mostly just Koizumi.
Yeah.
Not even Takahashi.
No backdrops of Nintendo America either.
Right. But yeah, I think
and that Pokemon guy wasn't in it at all.
No Pokemon anything, but they'll do their own one.
Yeah, they're gonna do their own thing.
And nothing on Metroid Trilogy, but I mean, with I think that needs a
delay,
a coordinated release.
Yeah, you can't just hype up Metroid Prime and then say, "Oh, it comes out in 4 years."
Right.
All that hype you built up with the trilogy would be already gone.
Honestly, do they even need a trilogy this fall? It could be a spring 2020 game. To be honest, if 4 is not coming till maybe 2021 or something, like.
Yeah, and also
their fall is gonna be packed.
Instead of making like Pikmin 3 on the Switch, maybe they should think about playing like Pikmin 1 and 2
That's
HD.
what I was thinking. Pikmin Trilogy. Pikmin Trilogy, please.
Yeah. Alright, Brad.
I think that's about it, man.
You like our Game Explain length discussion?
Yeah. It was very like RPG. I felt like there was like a lot of Dragon Quest. Fire
This is going to be
Emblem.
the RPG indie game.
The one from the Setsuna guys.
Machine.
Yeah, I think not Onimusha, but something like that. Yeah, there was a lot of like Japanese stuff. You know, I guess,
But it makes sense because of Japanese
want to-
players like their mobile stuff.
yeah, and I think they want to announce more things. You know, I think save Animal Crossing and Luigi's for E3.
Yeah. We're probably going to get a massive trailer for both of those during that thing.
Especially Animal Crossing. I would imagine Animal Crossing will probably get like a 10-minute thing at least.
Alright, because I want to talk about it, because this is probably the one thing that I'm most excited about in this Nintendo Direct, is when do you think they're going to drop Super Mario Maker 2 in June? Because E3 is in June, and that makes you think, are they going to put Super Mario Maker 2 before E3 so that people can start making levels at E3? Or are they going to release it after E3 so they can demo it at E3 and people can be playing it for the first time there?
Now, wasn't there some games in the past that came out just before E3, but they would still demo them there?
Yeah, well,
Like, didn't Splatoon come out in May 15th?
ARMS.
The first game?
ARMS is that.
Right.
ARMS is what you're
They
talking
had
about.
ARMS at E3, but I think even that first year Splatoon came out in May, and I think E3 they still were demoing it, right?
No, they didn't.
They just did it
Splatoon
the
1,
year before.
Splatoon 1 came out, and then they didn't show it at E3.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I could see them... Yeah, like Blizzard had BlizzCon a couple months ago, and they released Diablo 3 on Switch just before it, so, you know, people at the con could, you know, and maybe Nintendo wants people at E3 to trade stages and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe not. It could come out after.
I feel like I'm more concerned about when it comes out, if it comes out before or after E3, because I just want Super Mario Maker 2 as soon as I can. I'm leaning towards I want it to come out before E3, because that means that's one less month to wait through.
Right. I mean, like I said, we got really not much this month. Yoshi at the tail end of next month.
But we still got other games. I still have to buy Crash Team Racing this summer.
June 21st. Yeah, hopefully Mario Maker isn't like that same day.
Yeah. I hope. Okay. I guess
the
I'd say this.
The
I
Final
hope
Fantasy games kind of excite me.
hope Maker comes out at the beginning, and then Crash Team comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah. It's on the eShop now, Crash Team, for the 21st, so I guess it's getting day and date on all three.
Yeah, I know. I saw it on Coming Soon. I was hoping that Super Mario Maker would be part of the Coming
I
Soon.
was hoping
but
the Power Rangers game would be on there on PlayStation. Oh well, they got time.
yeah, Nintendo doesn't put their stuff on Coming Soon like immediately.
Super early, right. Smash wasn't on until like a month before. Right after that November Direct, right? They put it up.
Yeah, with the DLC announced and such.
Yeah, so probably not time for Mario Maker yet. You know, put it on this eShop, but yeah, should be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Zelda was probably a big thing for me, and I didn't think to see Dragon Quest. I'm happy that it's coming. I didn't know if we would have to wait for the US version, because that's often how Dragon Quest works, but then I realized it came out on the PS4, they already have most of that voice acting done in every language, except if they add new content, they just need a little bit more, but yeah, so it'll be sweet. Final Fantasy, they dropped 9 yesterday, Stealth dropped that, 7 coming. There's quite a bit to play.
Yeah. I still got Smash and Splatoon.
Yeah, can't stop smashing. And I'm trying to finish Xenoblade.
Trying to get good with King K. Rool still. You're gonna go back on Zero Suit.
Playing a little Lucina, I don't know. I don't like picking a main. I'm not very good at it.
If Patrick could pick a main and go, if Patrick could pick a main and go serious into Super Smash Bros., Patrick could be a monster in Smash just because of the characters he picks. If he's like a Yelmac, Greninja, Meta Knight main. Those are like near top 10. They're top tier, right? So yeah, if Patrick really got serious with Smash, he could be a monster. Just because of those characters. Alright, well I think we talked long enough.
Yes, sir. It was a pretty good direct. I'd probably give it a B.
Give it an A, so yeah, I guess a B. Alright then. Well, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe for more. Probably do a Pokemon. We'll probably do a Pokemon reaction type of video, or even just talking about Joker real quick.
And we still want to do some maybe Smash stuff, potential
Smash
characters,
Smash stuff, Mario Party stuff.
Oh yeah.
Alright,
Sweet.
see you guys next time. This is CamX60 and Grant signing out.
Bye.